Ozawa blesses these climbers before they start their journey. Unlike their ancestors, they'll share their sacred mountain with thousands of other people. But even in the 21st century, there are very good reasons for asking the goddess's blessing. Originally, Fuji was a very risky. It has not changed in modern times. But today's more practical. So some 40 lodges are moved up by overnight accommodation. Sam Adams Summer Inn, official theater of summer. Pairs well with this. And that. We will be there in no time. So much this. And it tastes pretty great with that. Because it's summer. And nothing feels better like that than this. Sam Adams Summer Inn. Oh, you're nice. Having moderate to severe plaque psoriasis is not. It's a long distance run. You have the determination to keep going. Humira is a proven track record of being prescribed for 10 years. Humira works inside the body to target and block specific sources of inflammation including trials. Most adults take Humira and many saw symptoms. Join over 50,000 people chosen Humira. That's about the #1 prescribed biologic. Humira. Go.
Who is this? Hello?
After a long day of trekking,
Hello?
this group has arrived at their lodge.
Hello?
Dinner and get a few hours sleep before heading on to the summit.
Sure. And we have popcorn for us today. There's a bunch of stuff there. This is going to be completely full today. To 3,400 meters.
Hello?
Hey,
Hey,
what are you doing?
nothing.
What's up?
You got my phone?
Find a place to get some much needed rest after a full day of climbing. But that's not all. Just for the 9,000 feet the tree line ends. For the rest of the journey, climbers are dangerously exposed. Strong winds, swirling and falling,
Hello?
sudden storm can put your body
Hello?
to shelter.
Hello?
But these days, not everyone thousands more climbing every summer. The mountain huts are often overbooked and they have to frequent away, exposing more and more climbers to the elements as well as exhaustion.
All circuits are busy. Please try your call again later. Announcement 8, switch 6, 9.
Not just because it's also because the rest houses are completely overrun. Just below Fuji Summit, there's an ultimate. Black
He's gone. I was up there. Me. Hello. You got my phone? Okay. Yeah, is Amari there? Hi. No.
What you saying you see there?
No, everybody's asking me if Lamar's there.
Everybody, like who?
Holly and TT?
No.
Poppy's coming back to get something.
Go see who it is.
It was just him. It was just him. Okay, guys, if you're watching this video, Puppy, videos. Come to my den. My name is TL Smith 743, and give me where's Spike Colors so I can do a giveaway.
Your heart doesn't only belong to you. And if you have heart failure, entrusting your heart to Entresto may help. Entresto is a heart failure medicine that helps improve your heart's ability to pump blood to the body. In the largest heart failure study ever, Entresto was proven superior at helping people stay alive and out of the hospital compared to a leading heart failure medicine. Don't take Entresto afraid. It can cause harm or death to an unborn baby. Don't take Entresto with an ACE inhibitor or aliskiren, or if you've had angioedema with an ACE or ARB. The most serious side effects are angioedema, low blood pressure, kidney problems, or high blood potassium. Ask your doctor about Entresto and help make more tomorrows possible. Entresto for heart failure.
What you getting at, boy?
I think we could be getting TV and internet from Suddenlink for less than what we're paying for just satellite TV. It doesn't make any sense.
You make me proud. Now go press that old can.
Yes, sir.
Switch to Suddenlink and get TV and 100 meg internet for $69.99 a month. It just makes sense. Call 877-733-1324.
Of that bright summer sun, but July is UV Awareness Month. That makes
makes this a great time to remind you that 1 in 5 Americans will develop skin cancer at some point in time.
Yeah, something you really need to pay attention to. Emily Balcom shows us a promising treatment for melanoma.
No, this skin cancer.
Let me tell you, I watch these kids on these spring breaks, that kind of thing, and lay around in the sun and say, look at that, that's cancer coming on there. They're just asking for it.
That's a lesson George Dodds learned the hard way. He's been fighting melanoma since 1962.
My exposure started when I was called active duty in the Air Force. When you're out in places like Arizona and Morocco, you gotta be outside.
5 decades and 6 surgeries later, Dodds lost his ear to melanoma, and the cancer keeps spreading, most recently to his lung.
He said, this one we can't take out with surgery. And I thought, oh, brother. He said, no, we got a new medicine we're going to try.
So what you're looking at is a CT scan.
Dr. Anthony Tolscher runs Next Oncology, an arm of Texas Oncology.
And our goal is to advance and accelerate new drug development for the treatment of cancer.
Doctors here gave Dodds a new type of treatment.
An immune therapy called ipilimumab. These drugs work by turning your immune system on so that they go after the cancer.
The results are so promising, the FDA calls immunotherapy drugs a medical breakthrough.
And this is a fascinating turn in
You out too?
I was out, but I came back on.
At 87, he keeps beating the odds.
Saved my life, I guess.
But take it from him.
Cancer is
I was out until I came back on.
For Sinclair Cares, I'm Emily Balcom.
So guys, if you watch my video, come to my den.
Yes, slather it on as much as possible.
I was out
Well, for sports tonight, Bam and Adebayo by Beaufort County is playing in the NBA Summer League right now.
And one of the best dunkers to ever play in Eastern Carolina is hosting a camp this week. Up next in sports.
No compared to
Take
the
something
game.
for your heart or joints.
Yeah.
Until you take something for your brain with an ingredient originally found in jellyfish. Prevagen is the #1 selling brain health supplement in drugstores nationwide. Prevagen, the name to remember. And now for the ratings. I'm a 4-year-old ring bearer with a bad habit of swallowing stuff. And if you don't have the right coverage, you could be paying for that pricey look band yourself. So get an Allstate agent and be better protected from mayhem like me. What a storm. If only we had a heavy-duty tape that was crystal clear and even held up underwater.
Crystal clear Gorilla Tape?
Of course.
Crystal Clear Fix, patch, and seal, even underwater, for the toughest jobs on planet Earth.
Snapchat. If we can find that gold, we can save the house. Okay, nerds. You signed up for Credit Karma, so we'll be fine.
Credit Karma, bad for drama, good for credit. More and more people are finding themselves in a Chevy for the first time. Now you can too during the Chevy 4th of July sales event. Now through July 9th, get 10 to 20% below MSRP on your favorite Chevy models when you finance with GM Financial. That's over $10,000 on this Silverado LTZ. This 4th of July, discover why Chevy is the most rewarded and fastest growing brand the last 4 years overall. See your Carolina Chevy dealer.
If a disaster strikes, are you prepared? You'll have so many things to worry about. Don't let your insurance be one of them. Make a sound choice. SoundChoiceInsurance.com.
Being do-it-yourselfers, we always find the latest home improvement styles at Surplus Warehouse. He gets excited about the great selection. Surplus Warehouse has the latest in quality products for kitchens, flooring, baths, and doors.
And at the guaranteed lowest price.
And the experienced partners in their new design center helped plan everything.
Design Center?
I know, right? I get a little excited too, but they've really got it all.
And now, Brian North with News Channel 12 Sports.
Well, we have a little time this week to delve into some sports debates. Who do you think is the best dunker to ever come out of Eastern North Carolina? I have a poll going on my Twitter page, but we really have to start with the human highlight film. Dominique Wilkins was a star at Washington High School, and he's in the Pro Basketball Hall of Fame. His aerobatics are just legendary. But we have several other players in the debate besides me. How about Kinston's Jerry Stackhouse? He certainly rattled some rims at Kinston High School and in the NBA. Johnny Helicopter Humphrey posterized lots of people in his days at West Carteret, Lewisburg, Middle Tennessee State, and the And One Tour. Antoine Scott, he did the same thing at New Bern and Wake Forest. And we can't forget former Northside star Bam Adebayo, as powerful around the rim as anyone you will ever see. But there's also one of my sleeper picks. It's Angelo Sharpless. The former Plymouth High School star was a stylish leaper with the Vikings from 2005 to 2008. His mix of power and athleticism was so much fun to watch. He continued his prowess in Elizabeth City State. Now he's playing with the Harlem Globetrotters. And Angelo getting ready to host a 3
You ever heard of Angelo Sharpless? You ever heard of him?
Greenville. 3 days for kids, $50 get you in, and you can maybe fly like Angelo.
I did and-run basketball. I did pros, and travel with the Globetrotters. I've been a part of a lot, so I can teach the kids a lot that they haven't seen as far as skills and patience and mental, the mental aspects of the game. The thing that really got me was exposure. A lot of kids, not just from Plymouth, but the 252 area in the district, we don't have a lot of exposure, and it's a lot of talent. So by me reaching out and be able to give back to the community actually helps kids in this area with a lot of talent that can go to college and help them find jobs in the near future. First, I was my dunking sensation, so that's one of the main things I probably will never forget. But the support system in the area from Plymouth all the way from Washington County all the way to Love County, Martin County, Beaufort County, Pitt County, it's been very overwhelming and very loving. And that's one thing I always say.
Now we must get back to this 3-day camp. $50 to get in, running from 9 to 4 every day at the Premier Sports Academy, right next to the Sarah Law Complex, if you want to check it out. Beaufort County's Bam Adebayo, who we talked about earlier, playing for the Miami Heat in their summer league. Bam so far has 10 points in the game against the Sacramento Kings. They're leading 61-49 in the third. And at Wimbledon, John Isner, the 9th seed, picked up a suspended match with Ruben Bellamons and Isner from Greensboro. 64 aces. That's the third most all time. Of course, he holds the record with 103 at the All England Club. More News Channel 12 at 6, coming right up in just a few minutes.
I did everything I could to make the party perfect.
Almost everything. 1 in 10 houses could get hit by an expensive septic disaster.
I've forgotten to do numbers.
Grid-X helps break
282 something.
avoid septic disaster with Grid-X.
Right now, Toyota of New Bern is Camp Cashback. Get cashback on select new Toyotas this month only. Get $500 customer cash on new RAV4s or drive for just $219 a month. Get $500 customer cash on new Tacomas or drive for $219 a month. All backed by the Toyota of New Bern Family Pledge. These offers end soon. Swim, pilot, take a canoe here now and leave a happy camper today. Toyota of New Bern. Drive the difference.
There are 206 bones in the human body, each one working in concert.
Where you at?
Each one playing a highly critical role. An injury to just one of them can affect every aspect of your life. That's where we come in. Carolina Orthopedics, sports medicine, and physical therapists. We have a new
We need some potato wedges.
with highly skilled physicians.
Need some potato wedges.
Appointments in this office. Visit our website.
You can get it from KFC. Too lazy to get out of Good Start.
Okay.
I'm a 4-year-old drinker. Habit of swallowing stuff. Still need my broccoli though.
Alright,
And if you don't have the right coverage, you can be paying for that place.
It's raining here again.
So get it all set in. You can be paying for me.
How did we test our Dixie Ultra plates?
You in the work.
With 2 pounds of steak. Dixie Ultra. Stress tested so you can stress less at dinner.
Maybe, may not be.
In the summer's sexiest
private. I heard him talking to somebody and they didn't do something. And he told them to do something. So I don't know.
Yeah, he said, well, no, he said he had this floor go to fire station.
Then a system moves in tomorrow night and Saturday.
Oh, they got a fire station?
Friday night into Saturday, 60%
I guess
chance
we
on Saturday.
they got 4 today.
Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday.
Oh, I got it. Oh, okay.
And the temperatures going right back up there.
Well, I like to say it's all as well.
And they got an event Sunday. Okay.
Oh, you still go to the event?
Well, whenever they speak and you got conference.
Oh, I got it. Oh, the words are there. Different things,
I said, go down there, computer, and he got this. What about? Yeah. It's going all right.
Well, I'm on my way there now. I'm coming back for it.
All right. Okay.
Mountain about that $43,000 phone booth, first-class travel, 24/7 security, and his use of his staff and his position for his personal benefit. The balance finally tipped, and tonight the president has accepted his resignation, shuffling his cabinet one more time. ABC's Chief White House correspondent Jonathan Carl starts us off at the White House. He was front and center at the White House 4th of July picnic just yesterday. Now Scott Pruitt, one of the most
stepped out.
cabinet secretaries ever, is gone. In his tweet announcing Pruitt's resignation as the head of the Environmental Protection Agency, the president said, "Within the agency, Scott has done an outstanding job, and I will always be thankful to him for this." But Pruitt's tenure has been beset by scandal after scandal, including the story ABC News broke earlier this year about Pruitt renting an apartment on Capitol Hill for just $50 a night from the wife of a lobbyist. This was like an Airbnb situation. You only paid for nights you rent when you were there. That's exactly right. But that's kind of a sweetheart too. All told, Pruitt was facing at least 12 separate investigations by multiple government agencies and was repeatedly accused of using his position for personal benefit. He installed a $43,000 soundproof phone booth in his government office, routinely took first-class flights, spent more than $36,000 for a flight aboard a military jet. He tweeted out photos of himself making pasta and enjoying prosciutto on a trip to a conference in Italy. He reached out to the CEO of Chick-fil-A, trying to secure a franchise for his wife. My wife is an entrepreneur herself. I love, she loves, we love. Chick-fil-A is a franchise of faith, and it's one of the best in the country. He used government staff to perform personal tasks, finding him an apartment, restaurant reservations, and even trying to get him a used mattress from the Trump International Hotel. He also personally intervened to secure two of his most loyal staffers lucrative raises over the objections of the White House. The president repeatedly praised Pruitt for slashing environmental regulations, but he expressed irritation at the scandals last month.
I'm not happy about certain things, but he's done a fantastic job running the EPA.
which is very overriding, but I am not happy with that.
All told, 170 members of Congress, many of them Republicans, had called for Pruitt's resignation. As Republican Senator Joni Ernst put it, he is about as swampy as you get here in Washington.
Just a short while ago, the president of Air Force One said it was entirely Scott Pruitt's decision to resign. He did so because he did not want to be a distraction. And Tom, the president, called Pruitt a, quote, terrific guy.
And John, besides the news about Scott Pruitt, we're also monitoring news surrounding the Supreme Court and the president getting closer to a decision and a nominee, plus a primetime address.
The interviews are done. White House officials say that there are now 3 leading candidates. They are Brett Kavanaugh, Amy Coney Barrett, Raymond Kethledge. And yes, the announcement will be done in Trump style, a primetime address on Monday at 9 o'clock Eastern Time.
Prime time on Monday. All right, John, thank you. Next to Thailand, the race to free the young soccer team trapped in a cave with monsoon rains fast approaching. A new look at the massive effort underground, a team of divers entering the cave, workers drilling through rock, opening up narrow passages, and laying drainage pipes. They're desperate to lower the water level there and free the boys before the rain can flood the cave again. ABC's James Longman on the scene for us again tonight.
With monsoon rains closing in, the race is on. Rescue workers in that Thai cave drilling through rock, laying pipes, constructing a dam to divert water. And that dam could make a crucial difference. Officials say it'll remove drastically more water than the pumps alone. The goal, reduce the water level inside to give those trapped boys a chance to escape. New images tonight showing the progress. Areas in front of the cave, previously only accessible by divers, now passable on foot. But part of that treacherous 2.9-mile maze includes chambers filled to the ceiling with water. Narrow tunnels teams will work to expand. Right now, diving is the only way out, but officials say that option is off the table for the boys. The fear, they could panic. The danger, too great. Look how rough the current is. This professional fighting to hold on to a guide rope. The latest plan, when the water recedes, float the boys out one by one with life jackets. And one official telling me the rescue can begin once the water falls below neck level in the submerged caves. At the surface, ambulances and paramedics run drills, ready to treat the boys when they emerge. But they must work quickly. That heavy rain could begin in the next 24 hours. 5 to more than 8 inches forecast in the region.
When the rain comes, the water in the cave is going to fill up. Okay? And it's going to be hard for the Navy SEAL to try to take the kid out.
We travel to a cave about 15 minutes from where the boys are trapped to get a look at what they face.
As you go further in, that's where you start to see water like this. And look, it gets very, very high. You've got jagged rock face, murky water.
It gets worse as we move deeper into the cave.
This just gets narrower and narrower. And just imagine this, but full of water. It's cold, it's damp, it smells. I mean, these kids being in here for so long in these conditions, it's kind of unimaginable.
At the camp, exhausted divers going back and forth in shifts.
Oh, come on.
6 hours in, 6 hours out, this one says. A grueling effort to save those boys.
A 12-hour trip in total, those divers truly relentless. James Longman joins us now from outside that cave. And James, we heard in your report about that forecast, more rain coming and the risk of that cave flooding again.
Yes, Tom, remember, these boys got stuck in that cave because of flash flooding in the first place. So authorities here are watching the weather closely. Any more water in that cave is very dangerous. It could destroy the progress they've made and threaten those boys still sitting on that muddy bank. Tom?
So many will be monitoring that incoming weather there in Thailand. James, our thanks to you. Back here at home, and we're tracking our own weather. Heat alerts in 20 states at this hour, from Maine to California. Temperatures rising in the west, where dozens of wildfires are now burning. The newest near Aspen, Colorado, ballooning in the past 24 hours. More neighborhoods evacuated this morning. And across the region, thousands of people have been forced from their homes. ABC's Clayton Sandell is in the fire zone in Colorado tonight.
Tonight, the western fire threat is growing. Flames darting through smoky skies over Colorado toward hundreds of homes.
This flame's like 300 feet tall.
The Lake Christine fire north of Aspen, sparked Tuesday by people shooting at an outdoor gun range, exploding in the last 24 hours to over 4,900 acres and still growing. Flames closing in on this market. Nearly 500 homes are threatened here, 3 destroyed. One of those belonging to volunteer firefighter Cleve Williams. His sister-in-law lives nearby. Her home survived, but she and her family had only 10 minutes to escape.
I grabbed some of my scrapbooks that I have. They're my baby books from when my kids were little.
In southern Colorado, the Spring Fire is now the 3rd largest blaze in state history, torching an area larger than Atlanta and Manhattan combined, destroying more than 100 homes, 2,000 still threatened. Extreme heat and wind right now fueling 35 uncontained fires out west.
It's frustrating not knowing if we're going to have anything left.
In California, a fire 3 times the size of San Francisco still raging in Napa and Yolo counties. New evacuations forcing people from their homes.
You can see these water-dropping helicopters are very busy here. 2 people have now been charged with arson in this fire. Right now, at this hour, it is 0% contained.
Clayton, our thanks to you. I want to bring ABC's chief meteorologist, Ginger Heat, at the George Washington Bridge tonight. And Ginger, this heat is not going away, and now there's a tropical system brewing in the Atlantic.
And Tom, we are still talking intense heat and humidity. Caribou, Maine, for example, 94 today. They broke a record, and it's the hottest they've been in 5 years. Those heat advisories stretch all the way back to Arkansas. But it is the Southwest where the heat is going to just be explosive for the wildfires. 118 Palm Springs, Yuma 116. That's the hottest of the entire season. And then we go to the Atlantic, where Tropical Storm Beryl has formed, moving west at 16 miles per hour. It'll briefly become a hurricane over the weekend, and then reach the Lesser Antilles by Sunday night. Tom.
All right, we will stay on top of that storm. Ginger, thank you. Next, we turn to the migrant families separated at the southern border. The government's still facing a court-ordered deadline to reunite all the children with their parents. But with that deadline approaching, we are now learning there may be even more families separated. ABC's Marcus Moore is in Fort Worth, Texas tonight.
As cameras capture those rare migrant family reunions, HHS is now saying there are even more children separated than first reported. The HHS secretary is revealing under 3,000 separated children remain in the government's care. That number considerably higher than the roughly 2,000 previously reported by HHS. Secretary Alex Azar revealing the new numbers today during a call with reporters, describing the situation as, quote, unprecedented, and promising the resulting reunifications will be as compassionate a process as it possibly can be. The administration grappling with the court-mandated deadline requiring families to be reunited by July 26th. But tonight, there are questions about how exactly it will be done. Meantime, President Trump steadfast with his stance on combating illegal border crossings. In a series of tweets this morning, writing, when people with or without children enter our country, they must be told to leave. Tell the people out, and they must leave, just as they would if they were standing on your front lawn.
And tonight, there are 11 unaccompanied migrant children being cared for at this church facility here in Fort Worth, Texas. The HHS secretary says they will use DNA screening to determine family relationships and reunite all of those separated families. Tom.
DNA screening. All right, Marcus, thank you. Next to another deadline at midnight tonight, the U.S. will impose tariffs on $34 billion worth of Chinese imports, and China will do the same. That means American businesses and shoppers will pay more to buy Chinese machinery, auto parts, and medical devices, and Chinese consumers will pay more for U.S. soybeans and SUVs. American businesses and farmers are bracing for disruptions, and both countries say a second round of tariffs could be coming. Overseas, now to that mysterious poisoning in England, a British couple now confirmed to have been sickened by the same nerve agent that nearly killed a former Russian spy and his daughter. A tiny amount can be deadly. Tonight, the entire area on edge as investigators who see them there look for where the couple might have been poisoned. ABC's Eva Pilgrim was on the scene tonight.
Tonight, the growing mystery. Counterterrorism investigators trying to zero in on how 2 British nationals were poisoned with the deadly nerve agent Novichok. New surveillance footage showing one of them appearing healthy less than 24 hours before she and another man were rushed to a hospital.
This is the second unprecedented incident. It will raise a huge level of public concern and anxiety.
This quiet community now holding its breath.
We've all been evacuated literally
she had a knock on my door saying, "You've got to pack a bag."
Officials retracing the steps of Don Sturgis and Charlie Rowley, identified by friends in British media. Locations in Amesbury and 7 miles away in Salisbury, England, shut down. This park cordoned off near where former Russian spy Sergei Skripal and his daughter Yulia were seen just before they collapsed from the same type of poison in March.
The police, I know, will be leaving no stone unturned.
Police saying they have yet to officially tie the two cases together.
We have the murder weapon, we have the location, but what we don't have is any of the suspects and how all of those parts came together.
Tonight, the British couple in critical condition, being treated by the same doctors who successfully saved the Skripal's life.
Now, authorities say the risk to the public is low, but they are telling people who visited these cordoned-off areas to wash their clothes. Tom?
Eva Pilgrim for us tonight. Eva, thank you. And there's still much more ahead on World News Tonight this Thursday. The deadly fireworks explosions, the twin blasts. 2 explosions back-to-back, police and firefighters among more than a dozen killed. Plus the mother taking on an alleged carjacker, driving off with her children in the back seat, what she says she was forced to do. And the July 4th protester in court, the climber who scaled the Statue of Liberty, her surprising message to the police who arrested her. Stay with us.
Touch shows how we really feel. But does psoriasis ever get in the way? Embrace the chance of 100% clear skin with Taltz. Up to 90% of those with moderate to severe psoriasis had a significant improvement of their psoriasis plaques. Most people were still clearer after 1 year. With Taltz, 4 out of 10 even achieved completely clear skin. Don't use if you're allergic to Taltz. Before starting, you should be checked for tuberculosis. Taltz may increase risk of infections and lower your ability to fight them. Tell your doctor if you have an infection, symptoms, or received a vaccine or plan to. Inflammatory bowel disease can happen with Taltz, including worsening of symptoms. Serious allergic reactions can occur. Ready for a chance at 100% clear skin? Ask your doctor about Taltz. And now for the ratings.
Gonna get married, going to the chapel and
I'm a 4-year-old ring bearer with a bad habit of swallowing stuff.
I still won't eat my broccoli, though.
And if you don't have the right coverage, you're going to be paying for that pricey limb band yourself. So get an Allstate agent and be better protected from mayhem like me. Can a ring bearer get a snack around here?
My tip to you is your smile says a lot about you. What does this say?
You can quit. For free help, call 1-800-QUIT now.
Today, back pain can't win. Now introducing Aleve Back and Muscle Pain. Only Aleve targets tough pain for up to 12 hours with just 1 pill. Aleve Back and Muscle, all day strong, all day long.
It's Oscar Mayer's mission to put a better hot dog in every hand. And that's just what we do. With no artificial preservatives, no added nitrates or nitrites. And by way, we buy the byproducts so you can get back to loving them for the love of hot dogs.
Next night, the July 4th protester in court here in New York, prosecutors charging her with trespassing and disorderly conduct for climbing the Statue of Liberty, forcing thousands to evacuate on one of its busiest days of the year. Here's ABC's Whit Johnson.
Tonight, federal charges for the woman at the center of this dramatic 4th of July takedown. 44-year-old Patricia Akumu climbing the Statue of Liberty, toying with police for nearly 4 hours.
You know, when we got her, she couldn't go any further.
Officers finally securing her using a safety harness, ropes, and a ladder to take her into custody. Akumu was part of a group protesting President Trump's immigration policy, but says she made a spur-of-the-moment decision to climb the iconic statue.
When they go low, we go high, and I went as high as I could.
But prosecutors say her actions put lives in danger, the NYPD diverting resources. Authorities forced to evacuate thousands of frustrated tourists.
We planned it and everything on the 4th of July on purpose, so I'm very upset.
Tom, Akumu actually thanked the U.S. Park police officers involved in her arrest. She's pleaded not guilty to the multiple charges against her. Tom?
Whit Johnson for us tonight. Whit, thank you. And when we come back, the mother confronting the alleged carjacker, shooting him as children in the back seat. We'll have more. And a massive tree with 5 trunks crashing into a single home
The tree brought down after standing for hundreds of years. What happened here? Stay with us.
Your mornings were made for better things than psoriatic arthritis. As you and your rheumatologist consider treatments, ask if Xeljanz XR is right for you. Xeljanz XR is a once-daily pill for psoriatic arthritis. Taken with methotrexate or similar medicines, it can reduce joint pain, swelling, and significantly improve physical function. Xeljanz XR can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections, lymphoma, and other cancers have happened. Don't start Xeljanz XR if you have an infection. Tears in the stomach or intestines, low blood cell counts, and higher liver tests and cholesterol levels have happened. Your doctor should perform blood tests before you start and while taking Xeljanz XR and monitor certain liver tests. Tell your doctor if you are in a region where fungal infections are common, and if you have had TB, hepatitis B or C, or are prone to infections. Xeljanz XR can reduce the symptoms of psoriatic arthritis. Don't let another morning go by without talking to your rheumatologist about Xeljanz XR. As a parent, you're supportive of whatever it takes for your kids to be successful. Part of that is making sure they have a nutritious breakfast, like Carnation Breakfast Essentials, with protein and 21 vitamins and minerals. After all, there's nothing like watching them grow. Carnation Breakfast Essentials. Good nutrition from the start.
When we were dating, we used to get excited about things like concert tickets or a new snowboard. But that all changed when we bought a house. Voila! Matt started turning into his dad.
That's a good mulch. Or more. But it was pretty nifty when Jen showed me how easy it was to protect our home and auto with Progressive. It was
Progressive can't protect you from becoming your parents.
Took quite a bit of work, because this was a lot. This is all state.
But we can protect your home and auto when you bundle with us.
This is amazing. With moderate to severe ulcerative colitis, even when I was there, I never knew when my symptoms would keep us apart. So I talked to my doctor about Humira. I learned Humira can help get and keep UC under control when other medications haven't worked well enough. And it helps people achieve control that lasts, so you can experience few or no symptoms.
Humira can lower your ability to fight infections, including tuberculosis. Serious, sometimes fatal infections and cancers, including lymphoma, have happened, as have blood, liver, and nervous system problems, serious allergic reactions, and new or worsening heart failure. Before treatment, get tested for TB. Tell your doctor if you've been to areas where certain fungal infections are common, and if you've had TB, hepatitis B, are prone to infections, or have flu-like symptoms or sores. Don't start Humira if you have an infection.
Be there for you and them. Ask your gastroenterologist about Humira. With Humira, control is possible.
Time now for the index, and we start with that deadly fireworks explosion north of Mexico City. 19 people killed in back-to-back blasts at a fireworks facility. The first explosion drawing first responders to the scene. And then that second blast killing 4 firefighters and 2 police officers. At least 40 people were also injured. And here at home, the fireworks scare in Lakeland, Florida. Police say a man was seriously hurt when a mortar-style firework exploded in his hand. You see it happen right there. He suffered injuries on his arm and his chest, waiting for it to go off. We head to Dallas now to a mother taking down an alleged carjacker. Police say the suspect stole her SUV from a gas station. Her 2 kids were in the back seat. She jumped into the passenger side, pulled a gun from the glove box, shooting him in the head when he refused to stop. The vehicle crashed into a pole. The suspect in serious condition tonight. The children were not hurt. And a massive tree crashing onto a home in Tampa. The tree so huge it had 5 trunks, brought down after powerful storms rolled through on the 4th of July. No one was home at the time, thankfully. The tree was one of the oldest in all of Tampa. And when we come back, the little girl and her new dance partner, the story behind this incredible moment. It's America Strong. You don't want to miss it. Stay with us.
ABC World News Tonight with David Muir, sponsored by Aleve PM.
There's little rest for a single dad, and back pain made it hard to sleep and get up on time. Then I found Aleve PM.
The only one to combine a safe sleep aid plus the 12-hour pain-relieving strength of Aleve.
I'm back.
Aleve PM for a better AM.
Metastatic breast cancer is relentless, but I'm relentless too.
NBC doesn't take a day off, and neither will I. And I treat my NBC with new Everyday Verzenio, the only one of its kind that can be taken every day. In fact, Verzenio is the CDK4 and 6 inhibitor for postmenopausal women with HR-positive, HER2-negative MBC, approved with hormonal therapy as an everyday treatment for a relentless disease. Verzenio plus an AI is proven to help women have significantly more time without disease progression, and more than half of women saw their tumors shrink versus an AI. Diarrhea is common, may be severe, and may cause dehydration or infection. Before taking Verzenio, tell your doctor if you have fever, chills, or other signs of infection. Verzenio may cause low white blood cell counts, which may cause serious infection that can lead to death. Serious liver problems can occur. Symptoms may include tiredness, loss of appetite, stomach pain, and bleeding or bruising more easily than normal. Blood clots that can lead to death have also occurred. Talk to your doctor right away if you notice pain or swelling in your arms or legs, shortness of breath, chest pain, or rapid breathing. Tell your doctor if you are pregnant, breastfeeding, or plan to become pregnant. Common side effects include nausea, infections, low red and white blood cells and platelets, decreased appetite, headache, abdominal pain, tiredness, vomiting, and hair thinning or loss. I'm relentless, and my doctor and I choose to treat my MBC with Verzenio. Be relentless. Ask your doctor about Everyday Verzenio.
Now you can win the new Publishers Clearinghouse $1,000 a day for life prize.
You enter every day. I know, but I figured that never happened.
Hurry, go to PCH.com and enter now. August 31st, you could win $1,000 a day for life.
Before I had the shooting, burning, pins and needles, and diabetic nerve pain, these feet grew up the youngest of 3 kids, raised a good sport, and became a second-generation firefighter. But I couldn't bear my diabetic nerve pain any longer. So I talked to my doctor, and he prescribed Lyrica.
Nerve damage from diabetes causes diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica is FDA approved to treat this pain, from moderate to even severe diabetic nerve pain. Lyrica may cause serious allergic reactions, suicidal thoughts, or actions. Tell your doctor right away if you have these: new or worse depression, unusual changes in mood or behavior, swelling, trouble breathing, rash, hives, blisters, muscle pain with fever, tired feeling, or blurry vision. Common side effects: dizziness, sleepiness, weight gain, swelling of hands, legs, and feet. Don't drink alcohol while taking Lyrica. Don't drive or use machinery until you know how Lyrica affects you. Those who had a drug or alcohol problem may be more likely to misuse Lyrica.
Now I have less diabetic nerve pain, and I love helping the future generations step into our shoes.
Ask your doctor about Lyrica.
What would you do if you saw kids totally out of control and a mom who doesn't care at all?
That's okay.
Well, we've seen people get involved with this.
What kind of mother lets their kids do that?
But we've never seen this. So what would you do Friday night on ABC?
Every home here has sustained damage.
The roof is like 3,000 dollars. I think it's right there.
Oh, thank you.
3 years ago, fire just around this wall. So this is one of those checks. Around the corner here are children. What's your name? Back on the job. Back on the job. I'll build my country then. How are you? How you doing? Good to see you.
ABC's World News Tonight with David Lewer is America's most watched newscast.
Finally tonight, America Strong, the little girl on the dance floor and her surprise dance partner. At a major birthday party in Houston, nearly everything was planned, except this moment. Houston police officer Sandy Fernandez dancing with 5-year-old Saudia.
I can see her smile, I can see her eyes shine. They have her so pretty, so beautiful. Keep wearing her smile.
Saudia suffers from spina bifida. She is wheelchair bound. Officer Fernandez says he looked at her and she reminded him of his own daughter and his sister, who is also in a wheelchair.
There was a moment where my hand was about to just get really up of her hands. She just reached over to the other hand, just grabbed me. She don't want to let go.
They danced for 2 songs. Officer Fernandez promised to keep in touch, and when he actually contacted Saudia and her mom to invite them out to dinner, Mom couldn't help but cry.
You would think that you actually bring a smile to this little girl, but she brought joy to me at the moment. I mean, she brought joy, and it's something that I can't describe with words.
Brought a lot of joy to us as well. So tonight we salute Officer Fernandez and Saudia for being America Strong, and we thank you so much for watching. I'm Tom Llamas. I hope to see you right back here tomorrow. For David and all of us here, good night.
It's an historic sweltering heat wave, not to be taken lightly. And Friday, we're inside one of the most notorious cases where the sun's heat proved a stunning force of nature.
Everything you love has gone.
Was it a tragic accident or a deliberate crime in 2024?
National Automotive Group wishes a happy Independence Day to you and your family. Thanks to our military for the freedoms we enjoy.
Are you on Medicare? Beneficiaries may be able to receive extra benefits. You could receive dental, vision, hearing, and prescription drug coverage included in your plan. The Medicare Assistance Line is open and waiting for your call to see if you are eligible to enroll now. Don't lose out on the opportunity to see if you are able to receive these extra benefits that could include dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call now for a free, no-obligation consultation. Not only that, to make it easier, you may be able to receive these benefits in a Medicare Advantage plan with a zero monthly premium. As a Medicare beneficiary, these options, programs, and plans may be available to you. Secure your well-being by choosing the right plan for you and get all the benefits you deserve. They could include dental, vision, and prescription drug coverage. Call the Medicare Assistance Line now to see if you are eligible to enroll and get these extra benefits now.
You asked for it, you got it. Meet Channel 12 this morning at 4:30 a.m.
He lived in my house after we were divorced in 2005 to 2012.
Parents stay close after their split.
He moved in with my mother, who lived next door, so that he could be close.
Life here is at the mercy of Earth's most powerful elemental forces.
The legend with over 22,000 clients and a team that
if I ever get to where I can't do nothing for myself, I don't think I want to be here anymore.
Hey guys, my name is Brady Perrio. I'm from St. Margaret.
And there's another establishment here that also reaches for the sky, the Carolinas Aviation Museum. Here, visitors can find a military cargo carrier used in the Iranian hostage crisis, a fighter jet from Operation Desert Storm, and the passenger plane that Captain Sully Sullenberger famously landed in the Miracle on the Hudson. But in the shadow of these massive machines is a more understated piece of aeronautical technology.
The object is 20 feet long with a 30-foot wingspan. It has 3 wheels, a propeller, and only 1 seat. It might look like a simple old plane. The story behind it is phenomenal.
This revolutionary aircraft helped launch America into the stratosphere.
This artifact tells the explosive tale of the development of a groundbreaking technology.
It's the 1930s, an era of great exploration. Amelia Earhart becomes the first woman to fly.
This corner of the Texas Panhandle and home to nearly 6,000 pronghorn.
It's one that seems completely out of reach. Space.
Space travel was kind of seen as a fool's errand. It was just a science fiction dream.
But in California, a trio of young scientists is determined to do the impossible, build a space rocket. Leading the pack is genius mathematician Frank Molina, backed up by his cohorts, Jack Parsons, an expert chemist, Ed Foreman, a crack engineer. Despite the group's lofty goal, their peers consider the idea of building a rocket that can get all the way to space nothing more than a flight of fancy.
In the early 1930s, scientists thought the rocketry projects were a waste of money, but these 3 were incredibly smart, incredibly resourceful, and more than anything, they had a passion for their science.
This monumental challenge requires a vast amount of money and resources. But luckily for them, they persuaded Caltech University to provide them with a lab in which to conduct their experiments.
The group was able to use their enthusiasm to convince Caltech to propel their project forward.
But no sooner have they begun to tinker than things start to go wrong. One test fills a campus building with a giant cloud of toxic chemicals. Another sends a rocket out of control, nearly decapitating Frank Molina. Addicts earn them a fitting nickname, the Suicide Squad.
Despite their genius, most people saw them as lunatics who were going around making explosions.
And one day, the Suicide Squad goes too far. The group is testing their latest rocket, when all of a sudden, it explodes. The blast is so huge that it destroys part of a university building. For the Caltech administration, it's a step too far. Frank Molina, Jack Parsons, and Ed Foreman are unceremoniously kicked off campus.
This giant mistake could have cost them their careers.
Without a lab to conduct their experiments, the Suicide Squad's dream of putting a rocket in space seems grounded forever.
The rocket and their dreams have been blown to bits.
But little do they know, an unlikely ally is about to help them propel their ambitions into the cosmos. In 1938, Frank Molina learns the U.S. military has an unusual problem. The runways on the U.S. bases in the Pacific are too short. While small planes can take off without a problem, planes loaded with heavy supplies can't build up enough speed for takeoff. Frank Molina thinks the Suicide Squad might be able to solve the military's problem and secure themselves a lab in the process. In December, the rebellious scientist meets with the U.S. Army Corps of Engineers. Molina proposes a radical idea. What if the military used rocket planes? The officials are impressed.
The government saw this new technology as an incredible resource.
But Molina wants more. He wants to be able to use government laboratories to continue the Suicide Squad's research into putting a rocket into space. The U.S. Army Air Corps eventually agrees.
This was the best thing that could have happened to the group.
The Suicide Squad is back in action. With the help of the military, they set up what comes to be known as the Jet Propulsion Laboratory. In 1941, the group develops rockets that attach to the wings of airplanes, just like the one on display at the Carolinas Aviation Museum. It's America's first jet plane.
Rockets can find a number, changing the field of aeronautics.
In 1945, the Jet Propulsion Laboratory successfully launches a rocket into space. The success forms the basis for America's space program. And the Jet Propulsion Laboratory goes on to become involved with more than 120 NASA missions.
The Jet Propulsion Laboratory is now one of the world's premier space exploration organizations, working on Mars rovers and space colonization.
Today, this military plane is on display at the Carolinas Aviation Museum. It recalls the daring rocket renegades who blew the lid off of space exploration. Visitors to Albany, New York can marvel at the city's diverse architecture and also enjoy what all of these magnificent structures have to offer by touring the historic halls of the majestic State Capitol building, admiring the view from the Corning Tower observation deck, or attending a concert at the unique oval-shaped performance venue, fittingly named The Egg. But another impressive structure is also the state's oldest museum, the Albany Institute of History and Art. Founded in 1791, its collection includes a sculpture of George Washington at Valley Forge, a 19th century bed that belonged to a former New York lieutenant governor, and a model of the Half Moon, the three-masted boat captained by the world-famous explorer Henry Hudson. But one item here looks more like scrap metal than a museum piece.
It's in the shape of an oval. It's about 30 inches long and